Did you see the news about Grand Theft Auto 6 today?
Is
What they're
that,
doing?
hey, go see our newest trailer on Netflix?
That's right. You can watch the extended look on Netflix here. This is a teaser for a trailer, which is great, I guess. But yeah, there's been a little bit of pushback on this. The idea that you have to have a subscription to watch this,
We now have
I guess.
trailers for trailers. What the fuck?
Yep. They do say we'll also launch the official Rockstar Games YouTube channel and GTA site at 9 a.m. Eastern on August 27th.
I says 9 p.m.
Oh,
Quagathy.
that's what I meant. So they got a 3 hour window right there. 3 hour
So
window.
my
Thank you, Kirsche.
guess is that Netflix in a week or so is going to have some kind of deal come out where you can try it out for a month or something like that. I'm sure there's a whole campaign behind this.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe play it in your browser because I know Netflix games are pretty popular.
I bet just anything, just to even just get you to sign up,
Netflix has
just to get you
games?
in for the month. I'm sorry, Kirsche?
Yeah,
Netflix has
does have
games?
games. Yeah. You can play all sorts of games on Netflix. You can play Overcooked. You can play Boggle. They're like
Boggle?
yeah, a little bit of Boggle. Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's a word game where you kind of match up the letters.
No,
to
I
spell
know
out
what
things.
Boggle is. I watch King of the Hill. I'm saying, what the fuck to Netflix having games?
Yeah. All right. There was a big rumor the last couple days, and it is true. Halo Studios is apparently laying off just a ton of people now.
There's a
after
nice
the-
Freudian slip there. Apportantly? Yeah, they're going to have to
Yes.
do porn after losing their jobs.
So yes, they're laying off a bunch of employees shortly after the launch of Halo Campaign Evolved. A lot of people. Smash DT was on this actually very early on, and he nailed this. One also interesting person who was let go was this person, PJ Skittles. Does this name look familiar to anybody?
No.
Okay. PJ Skittles says after over 6 years working at Halo, it's my time to be laid off. Starting off as playtest coordinator and working my way to producer has been one hell of a journey. Time to start the hunt. Now, this is why PJ Skittles is interesting, because not too long ago, he tweeted out this. Honestly, I don't think I could work on a game that glorifies or fantasizes modern guns. I've had moments I've struggled with Halo, but the weapons and world are pretty sci-fi, which creates large enough separation from reality right here.
What the why would you hire this thing?
Truly a thing with all of the flags in their bio here. Now they've been fired. Congratulations there.
They never
PJ
should have been hired in the first place. This is like all of the bloat. Everyone who has like infiltrated this industry hired all of their shit cunt friends who have no skills and no abilities, and now we have like this shambling skeleton of an industry wrapped in like fucking skin suits. And it's like we're not going to get anything good until you remove all of these fucking people.
I think there's actually a lot of good that's going to come from this. I think you said it
hope
right.
so.
It's bloat. It's just bloat.
Yeah.
It's too many people working on these games, which ties into the next part, which is, did you see the news that, well, today, EA is now officially privately owned again.
Ooh.
Here. Yes, and they're owned by the, that's right.
Crown
the
Saudi prince.
That is correct. Yep. And Kirsche, did you say this is a $55 billion deal? Cash.
No, I was just guessing because the Saudi prince seems to like actually like video games and keeps acquiring IPs.
No, you're right. You're right. So it is 100% true. The acquisition of EA by Saudi Arabia's public interest investment fund, Silver Lake and Affinity have been completed. A $55 billion deal.
That's fucking crazy to me. Soon the gaming industry is just going to be like Chinese censorship versus Saudi Arabians with bouncing booba bikinis, and the world will not make any fucking sense.
Well, I think is his name Jared Kushner. He is also in on this deal. Donald Trump's son-in-law. But they're expecting mass layoffs at EA as the layoff has gone through. Which
I don't like that guy's face. Is that Kushner?
I think so. Yeah.
He's got the same disingenuous like face that Mom Donnie does. There's just something disconcerting
every
and
suit.
inhuman about it.
Well, that suit is probably going to be laying off a bunch of people here pretty soon. Yep. And I think they're taking on $11 billion in debt to make this deal go through here. Now, I saw this from Colin Moriarty yesterday, and Colin, this is a pretty viral post talking about it. As the acquisition is complete, he said, because the Saudis leveraged this buyout via a massive loan from JP Morgan, EA's debt is now 10 times larger than it was when it was a publicly traded company, 2.2 billion to 22 billion. Needless to say, you're about to see in-game monetization schemes you couldn't have even possibly imagined here.
What the frick?
So, yeah, we may have some bouncy boobs when it comes to EA games now, but
You're going to have to pay a monthly sub for the bouncing physics.
right. So there's that. I don't know. Do you have any hope for the EA move to the Saudi investment fund? Do you think there's any there was honestly like a lot of people are doom and gloom on this with EA. They're like, oh, whatever. But there is a hint of optimism when it comes to the Saudis providing quote unquote based games versus the DEIification of games and franchises like The Sims, right, where they started adding all sorts of pronouns and flags and all sorts of nonsense in their games.
Well, sure. And I mean, it might be a good thing. And maybe they actually want to preserve what gaming once was, because the Crown Prince does seem to be an actual gaming fan himself. However, you always have that suspicion in the back of your mind, especially when you look at what China has done when they push out certain things to the West. It's like, well, are they going to just push degenerate things that they know will weaken and destroy their enemies while keeping all of the good stuff at home? What are we going to expect here?
Good questions. I don't know. We're going to find out pretty quick, I think, because they're now in charge, so they're going to be probably making some business decisions very quick. And I think you're going to see a lot of people laid off. And a lot of
that super chatter brings up a good point. He says, I don't trust Kushner, but the Saudi prince has honey pop in his Steam library, so I trust him somewhat. Thank you, Welder Zach. And that is a good point. He does have honey pop in his Steam library, which is how you know he's an actual gaming fan. The crown prince of Saudi Arabia is playing honey pop just like you, meat in hand gamer.
One other tidbit that we didn't hit last week, but I've been waiting to kind of touch on when we went into some of this gaming layoffs. Last week, we saw a big split where Double Fine, Phoenix, the Double Fine, correct?
Yeah, a big fan of Tim Schafer, even though his politics are miserable. Yeah.
Well, they went independent and promptly laid off everybody, or at least a lot of people in their company. I thought this was kind of funny. They were actually kind of smarmy about where when they were talking about people getting laid off. They actually had a post over on X where they were just kind of being very snarky about the idea that they were not going to lay off anybody. And then a few days later, after they went independent, they had to lay off 23 people of their staff. So yeah, look, business is hard. I hate to break it to y'all. Business is very hard, especially the video game
when
industry.
You hire a whole bunch of communists that aren't worth shit and can't do anything but make your game sell for $0.
I did a reaction to a video yesterday. I was asking about what was wrong with the video game industry, and there was a fascinating stat in it where it was talking about the title of the video is. It's the real reason why, whatever it was. Sorry, I'll get to that later. But I was talking about this, and there was a stat in there which blew my freaking mind. And the stat was that it was 9.3% of all games played on console and PC are Fortnite. So 93. I guess 9.3% of all games are Fortnite games. That's mind-blowing to me. And that people today aren't exactly they're not playing a plethora of games, a bunch of genre games. They're playing one game. They play Fortnite. They play Minecraft. They play, whatever. They're their singular game. They're Apex Legends, one game that they play. And that's the way the industry has gone. It's a rich get richer, and it's honestly insane to me how much games have changed since I was growing up.